Hi there, I am Sarah Kolis. Welcome to the Dressing Up podcast, where we talk about all things bridal, dresses, and general dressing up topics. I love to encourage women to dress up while expressing their personal style with confidence on how to do so. Visit sarahkolis.com to book a bridal alterations fitting or even inquire about designing the custom couture bridal gown of your dreams. I'm so excited to talk to you about this next topic. Let's get started. Hi, ladies. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to start off this episode with a few updates because I keep getting asked by all my brides. I love it. Everyone's asking, how's my sister's wedding doing? What's going on with the studio? So let's go ahead and start with Melissa's wedding. So my youngest sister is getting married May 11th. Everybody knows. And I've been working on some of her pieces. So her wedding dress, let's give an update on that first. I have ordered the fabric and I am going to be starting on that very soon. Her wedding is coming up. She had a short engagement. So of course, by the time we kind of got everything settled, got her wedding dress design made up and purchased the fabric. We're just now waiting for the fabric to come in and I'm going to start on that. Now, if you're following me on social media, I will not be posting about her wedding dress, obviously, for obvious reasons. She doesn't want everyone to know before the wedding. So I will be working on that in secret, and I cannot give you any more information about that. But what I have been working on, and I will be posting about, is her wedding wardrobe. I love a good wedding wardrobe. The first one I started with, we're just kind of making this piece and then we just loved the idea of it. And then we'll kind of figure out where exactly she's going to wear it. But I have it done and she is going to try it on in 2 days. So I'm really excited to see it on her, but it's the most adorable thing ever. It is a little lace jacket with a short little lace mini skirt. And we have a little white blouse that she's going to wear under it. It is so cute. It is like, I kind of get like Father the Bride vibes when Annie's leaving off to her honeymoon. It's just kind of like that completion of the wedding, slightly businessy, but like ending piece, which I just think is the cutest thing. And I can't imagine any of our other pieces are going to be this adorable. This is my favorite. It's just so cute. So what I'm going to be working on next is like her bridal shower dress I'm making and rehearsal dinner dress. So I'm doing the mock dresses for those first. So what I like to do with my couture brides and all my couture clients, I make their dresses first out of an inexpensive cotton fabric so that we can confirm the fit and the style before we cut into the actual expensive fabric. So I'm doing that for her just to make sure everything fits just absolutely perfectly. So that's what I'm working on these days. She comes for a fitting in a couple of days and we're going to just like keep these dresses moving because we don't have that much time. So I've been just having so much fun with it. I have 2 other sisters, so the 3 of us are planning the bachelorette party in Nashville. If you have any tips or recommendations, let me know. That's been really fun. I'm also planning her bridal shower, and it's supposed to be at my house. So I haven't put too much time into that yet, but I will be planning her bridal shower much more here coming up. So yeah, it's just been really exciting. And I have really enjoyed being involved in her wedding a little bit because it helps remind me what my brides that I work with are going through. And it just kind of reminds me how difficult planning a wedding is and how stressful it can be and how emotional it can be. So I've been enjoying kind of walking through that with her and reminding myself what my brides go through. I have a lot of sympathy for you. Updates on the studio. So as you may know, we're converting the garage into a studio space for myself to work out of, which has been so much fun. But I will tell you, it has been so overwhelming and exhausting. It is decision fatigue to the absolute max. We moved recently. We're starting this renovation. I'm helping plan my sister's wedding. It's been decision after decision after decision. Oh my goodness. And I'm so lucky. My father is a certified electrician, so he is doing the electrical work and we're almost done with that. But it's just so funny because it's like, well, where do you want the outlets? Where do you want the light switches? It's like, I don't care where the outlets go. Like, you think I care? But I'm like, wait, but I do care. I do care because I'm going to put my steamer here and my sewing machine there. I do care, but it's just so many decisions. And then it's like, you can only put them so far away from each other because the code, and oh my goodness, it has been overwhelming. So I'm kind of in that middle stage where it's just not super fun. You're really in the thick of it. So I hope in another month, it'll start getting a little more fun and we can see the end in sight. So that's been the latest updates on those things. Now, for my brides listening to this, if you're going to be working with me this 2024 bridal season, I'm so excited. When the studio finally opens up, I will be offering a new service, which is basically like an upgraded bridal alterations appointment. So we have the fabulous Sarah Kolis Bridal Alterations Fitting, as I've been doing for years and years. And it's fabulous. It's great. It's a great option. But if you're looking for that something extra, kind of an upgraded, elevated experience, we are now going to be offering the private luxe appointment type. So this is for wedding dress alterations, and this is upgraded. I'll kind of explain it to you a little bit. So you get everything that you normally get with the experience of the bridal alterations. You also get the ability to book a Saturday appointment. You get a private 2-hour experience in the studio, one-on-one with me for you and up to 8 guests. And I'm going to have beverages and snacks for you and kind of make it a little party. And if you're up for it, we'll do mimosas too. You'll get a little swag bag and so much more. So I really wanted to create an opportunity where you could really have just like a really fun, fabulous experience, something similar that you might get in a bridal shop. But this is great for a couple of reasons. One, if you bought your dress online, if you're borrowing your wedding dress from a friend, you bought it secondhand, you just didn't get that wedding dress shopping experience. I think that this is great because it can kind of replace that. And then also, if you just have a lot of friends or aunts and moms that you just want to be involved and with you at your appointment, this is a great way to do it because the more people you bring to your appointment, the longer the appointment tends to take. So this would be a great option for you to be able to invite all of those people without stressing about it. And then, of course, if you just want another fabulous experience, another bridal experience, in theory, you only get married once in your life. So these really, truly are once in a lifetime experiences. And if you just really want to do it up, this is just such a fun way to do that. So you can go to the website, go to the services tab, hit alterations, and then in there you can click on the button Upgraded Private Luxe Fitting, and it'll take you to the page to learn more about it. Of course, if you have any questions, you can always email us and we'll be happy to answer. So I thought today would be fun to just kind of debunk a few myths that I see in the industry, in the fashion industry, the wedding industry, and just kind of chit chat about them just for fun. So I'm going to start with my first item. Fashion myth is that silk is anything silky looking. Silk is anything shiny. That is not true. Not true at all. I've heard before that people say they got silk bridesmaid dresses, and I'm gonna be like, honestly, you didn't. You probably got polyester bridesmaid dresses in a charmeuse weave fabric, which looks shiny, but that doesn't mean it's made of silk fiber. So fibers are different than weaves. Silk is not just anything shiny. Silk fabrics can be shiny. They can be so luxurious and shiny, but they can also be very matte. It just depends on what type of fabric you're talking about. So silk is not just anything shiny. Okay, myth number 2. Tight clothes make you look skinnier. Oh, I hate this one so much because it's just not true. I feel like if you look at fashion over the course of the past 100 years, it just appears to me that clothes just get closer and closer and closer to our skin, almost now becoming a second skin with these really fancy leggings that are just tight, tight, tight to your body. And then you wear a super tight fitted shirt. And I think that people tend to think that makes you look skinnier because when you wear those types of clothes and then you go ahead and put on a much more loose fitted garment, just like loose fitted actual like trouser pants or just like a nice blouse that's not stretchy, I feel like people put those on and then feel bigger only because your clothes are taking up more space. But I don't think tight clothes make you look skinnier at all. And if anything, I mean, in some cases, I think it might show off curves that you're trying to hide more. So I encourage people to try looking for clothing styles that are a little bit looser that you can move in and that look good, feel good. But for me, I do not believe whatsoever that tight clothes make you look skinnier. Myth number 3, older women can't wear younger girl clothes. I don't believe that. I think that at any age, you should be allowed to wear any dress or clothing style that you would like. I don't think that there are restrictions as you get older. So I sometimes get older women like mother the bride, mother the groom, or just women in general that are like, I'm not 18 anymore. I can't wear that. It's like, no, you absolutely can. Or they ask me, if the V cut is too revealing because, I'm an older woman. It's like, no, you can do that. You can wear the slits. You can show the cleavage. You can show some skin. I don't mind that at all. And I think it's really sad to think that as you get older, people will judge you for how much skin you're showing with your clothes. I don't like that. I don't believe in that. Myth number 4, more expensive clothes mean they are better quality, or more expensive wedding dresses mean they are better quality. I mean, this is with anything, right? That's not necessarily true. You can have some pretty pricey wedding dresses that just have a really awesome corporate marketing team that are just really good at selling those dresses. But they can also have some really small mom and pop designers or bridal shops that have the most luxurious, beautiful gowns at what I would consider very good price. So I think if you're really trying to look at value, I think value just comes into play as your own perception of what that means. However, if it were me, I would be looking at the tags of the clothing item or the wedding dress and seeing what it's made of. Okay. And chances are it's probably polyester. But if it's a silk garment, then you can expect the prices to be higher. However, that's not always the case. I mean, you can get some really good priced high-end luxurious wedding gowns. You just have to know where to look, which I can tell you if you want to message me or email us asking. But I totally don't believe in that. But also, if we're talking about clothing in general, again, very good corporate marketing departments that can make it's almost like greenwashing. Like, this is good quality. Oh, what do they say? Luxury vegan vinyl or luxury vegan leather. I mean, to me, that just sounds like it's kind of like greenwashing, where it's like, well, I mean, they're just talking about vinyl. They're just talking about plastic, but they're wording it in such a way that makes it sound so luxurious, but it's actually a very cheap material. That's my opinion. I'll leave it at that. Myth number 5 is that bridal shops price pressure. I have not personally found this to be the case. I think this might have been true years ago, but ever since I've been in the industry, I think all the bridal shops, or at least the ones I've worked with a lot, do not do this at all. I don't think there's really any bridal shop consultant out there that wants people to buy a dress that they don't absolutely love. I think that's always number 1, that your consultant truly, truly, truly does want you to go home with the dress of your dreams, no matter the price point. So I wouldn't be afraid of that. And if that happens to you, I'm really, really sorry, but I think it's extremely rare. And bridal shops are very careful about that. They do not want bad reviews of people saying that they price pressure, any of that. They just don't want that. That's not the kind of energy that we're putting out there in the industry these days. Myth number 6, dresses should be completely comfortable if they fit right. Now that's a dream. That does happen. It does. I would be so happy if your dress fit and looked fabulous and you also felt comfortable. I'm so happy for you, and that is my goal. However, that's not always the case. Okay, let's let's talk about my wedding dress, for example. So I had a fitted bodice and it hit at the waist and then came out. It was a very heavy dress. And when I put it on, I was decently comfortable, but trust me, I am way more comfortable in sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Okay. My wedding dress, of course, has some level of discomfort, which I am totally used to, but it fit perfectly. And yet it still wasn't the most comfortable thing. And I will tell you this, I ended the night and I had bruises on my waistline because the dress was so heavy. I don't mind that. For me personally, beauty is pain. I do not expect any of my brides to have to do that. Okay. We're not talking that extreme. My dress was really heavy. But my point is that when we get everything fitting exactly perfect, it's going to feel great after at least 5 minutes of being in the dress and kind of getting yourself comfortable and acclimated with it. But it's not going to feel like the leggings and t-shirt that you walked in with. Okay. It's great when that happens, but that's not always the case. And also it's totally just personal opinion too. Myth number 7. Okay, this one's kind of funny. Making your boobs look smaller will make you look skinnier. Oh my goodness. I think, especially American society, we have very strong opinions on what we think makes us look skinnier, which is sad. I think we're moving into a better place, but being skinny isn't what it's all about, ladies, okay? But I think that the trend these days, if you haven't noticed, body image is trendy. It goes in waves, it becomes trendy. For example, right now it's very trendy to have small, tiny boobs and a big butt. Okay, I said it. So I think when people try on their wedding dress, so often I hear people saying, oh, the boobs look so big, the boobs look so big. But I think you look great. But also, if I were to truly alter your wedding dress to make the actual cups of your dress smaller. Now, if we're taking it at the sides, that's a different story. If it's too big there, we need to take it in. But if we're talking about actually dropping your dress cup size from, say, a size C to a size A, I'll tell you this, I don't think it will look nice. Of course, it's all personal opinion, and I will do whatever you want me to do. But my personal opinion is that when the cup area starts to look so small, now in proportion, your waist and hips start to look bigger. So I think as a woman, it's nice to have those womanly curves, which includes having a bust line. Okay, and usually when I say that, people, kind of back off and they're okay with it. So again, if we take the bust down too much, proportionally, your waist and hips will appear larger. But again, it's whatever you want. But I'm just saying that it's not always smaller chest equals skinnier. Not true. There are a lot of bust solutions out there, cup solutions, bust solutions, and I can absolutely help you with all of those for your particular case at your fitting with me. However, there is one product I've been recommending ever since I found out about them because it's like a miracle worker. It's the Boomba brand, Boombas. And what it is, it's a sticky cup, sticky on both sides. You stick it in there underneath your cup and it just helps lift and stick. And I don't think it necessarily makes your boobs look bigger as much as it does just helps them look lifted. So if you're interested in that, you can get that before your dress fitting or after your first dress fitting, after I explain it to you. But if you are going to purchase them, you can use code Kolis10 for 10% off. Okay, myth number 8. We often I'm not a hairstylist, okay, but we often discuss hairstyles in your wedding dress appointment just because it's convenient to do so. You have the dress on, let's talk about it, but I'm not a hairstylist. However, I am very pro updo. And the myth I hear often is that you shouldn't do an updo if you do not regularly wear an updo in your daily life. Now, I like to counteract with this question. Who is wearing these fancy updos on a regular basis? I don't think many of you are. Now, if you're talking a messy bun versus wearing your hair down, and I mean, that's a different story, but usually if you're doing like a fancy updo for your wedding, it's usually just your wedding day that you do that. So I wouldn't bother thinking that way. If you're the type of girl that always wears your hair down and you want to wear it down on your wedding day, great. But I don't think that you should not do an updo simply because you don't normally do an updo every day. Of course you don't. I'll go ahead and explain to you why I'm very pro updo. I'm very pro updo because I see down styles that are very high maintenance. So throughout the wedding day, if it's windy or not even that, if it's just not fixed exactly correctly, then your photographer has to take, 30 seconds to run over to you to fix your hair and then come back. It just all takes time. It might not look good in every single photo and every single circumstance. By the end of the night, your curls are falling out. But if that's your identity, you do you, okay? But I am very pro updo. It's very functional. You put it up, it looks great all day long, even sometimes the next day. It looks great. The hairstylists really know what they're doing these days. My last myth for today, myth number 9, is about coloring for mother the bride, mother the groom dresses. And the myth is that they can and should always wear champagne. That's been a thing for like 15 years, if not more, because people think that champagne or a color similar is very neutral. It goes with all the bridesmaid dresses. It doesn't clash. It doesn't look bad. It's not an out there color. I think that's silly. I really do. I mean, and most, I'm going to be honest, most people don't look good in that color. So I think it makes women feel very uncomfortable when they're wearing a color that they don't think looks good on them or that they don't normally wear. So my personal opinion, if you're a bride or a groom out there, I would just not even give your mother and his mother a color palette. I would just let them just free reign. Just wear whatever you want. Wear whatever makes you comfortable. Chances are women, mother the brides, mother the grooms, are not going to pick a completely ridiculous color. They're probably just naturally not going to, okay? And let me say this too. If you have navy bridesmaid dresses and your mother of the groom wants to wear navy, I would let her. What's the harm? I'm sure she's not buying a bridesmaid dress. I'm sure the dress looks completely different. Does it matter? I don't think anyone's going to mistake her for a bridesmaid because chances are everybody there knows who she is. And if you're afraid it's going to look bad in photos, think about how many photos are actually going to be taken with the bridesmaids and the mother of the groom. How many photos? Maybe one, maybe. Is that a photo you're going to frame and put on your wall? Probably not. Honestly, I really encourage you to just think about how much that matters. I just don't think it matters. If they want to wear black, let them wear black. They're comfortable in that, whatever they feel beautiful in. I think mothers are always so kind in that they want to wear what the bride wants them to wear, to the point where they're suffering with their self-image because they're not comfortable. And I really don't like that. I think it's quite sad. So debunked that myth that I personally believe mothers should be able to wear whatever color and style of gown that they want. All right. Well, I'm going to come up with more myths for a future episode, but that's all I've got for today. Thanks so much for listening. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode has allowed you to approach the world with greater confidence in your own personal style. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through email or the inquiry form on the website. I hope you are all ready to go and get dressed up. I look forward to sharing more dressing up tips with you in future episodes. Thanks so much.